Regarding the national and regional policies, we can see that the problem is being recognized more and more. So, for example, Polish National Energy and Climate Plan until 2030 already stresses how important it is to work on the topic of energy poverty, how to support energy vulnerable households in the coming years. It defines the national targets in this issue. So, of course, the general target is to reduce energy poverty to at least 6% percentage of the total population, and to also protect vulnerable consumers from rising energy prices, for example, by introducing flat rate energy allowance. The plans proceeds to achieve these targets by, first of all, making a national definition of energy poverty and the national methodology for diagnosing energy poverty, then by monitoring the number of energy poor households, and the third of all by continuing some publicly funded programs targeting citizens in general or energy vulnerable households in particular. So we already had two of such programs on the national level. It was the Clean Air program and the Stop Smoke program, within the framework of which the citizens could apply for co-funding for thermal retrofitting works and for some replacement or modernization of individual boiler houses. These two programs were targeted at single-family houses, and now we are starting also a program targeting multi-family buildings, which is called Warm Apartment. Apart from that, we also have some allowances. Recently, due to the increasing prices, not only of energy, but also of other items, the present energy allowance has been replaced with inflation allowance that is supposed to mediate the effect of the rising energy prices. Of course, there are also some solutions implemented on the regional level, similar solutions implemented on the regional level and on the local level. And I would say that the local government's task in this aspect is to support implementation of these tools on the local level, to collect the data that will be used to further improve the policies on the national level, to support the citizens with actually learning about available support and getting these support. So, for example, the Clean Air or Stop Smoke programs sometimes have been too difficult for the citizens to handle themselves. So these were the local self-governments that supported them in collecting the proper documentation and doing all the administration stuff and explaining all the details. But I have to say that Polish local self-governments are also quite active themselves. So they start up their own initiatives. So even before the Clean Air or Stop Smoke program, many Polish cities have been implementing their own co-funding programs, for example, for the replacement of old and inefficient coal-fired heat sources, or for some thermal retrofitting work. So this support is often also available from the local level.